Hi, welcome to this tutorial. There's a lot of people struggling with a curve modifier. I have a lot of questions about this, so I decided to try and explain it in detail. So we are going to cover the two more common uses of the curve modifier. The first one is with an array modifier. So we are going to scale this a bit down, apply scale, and we are going to add a curve. I will explain a few things about the curve that it's important to know. If you go to edit mode, you will have a starting point and an end point. You can notice there's like arrows going in one direction. This is the direction of the curve. And if you select the curve, right click, you can switch the direction there if you want to start here instead. This is important, and I will explain a bit in a moment. Also, this curve, there's a rotation to it. So in this moment, we will see that in a moment, but you can, with Control T, you can like tilt or rotate the curve. So, and the last thing is if you use Alt S on a point, you can scale it also. First, we are going to add an array modifier. What is going to happen here is, depending on the offset we use, in this case we are using X, that's the red line there, and we use it in the positive one. That means the object will repeat to the positive X side. If you change this to -1, for example, it will go the other way. And also if you do it larger, this is the size of the object. If you do it larger than that, you will have a gap. Okay, so in this case, we're going to use this. You have the count. As you add more, of course, you have the count here. I'm going to scale it a bit more to use this curve. Apply the scale. Since we are using the X axis here, when I add the curve modifier, I will use the same axis here. Here we select the curve object, and what will happen is that the object's origin will go to the start of the curve. You already know that. You already saw what the start is, so it will jump here. You have to select the same axis as because this is the direction that will go. If you want to do it on the z-axis, you can, but for example, I will show you what happens. Why this is not going up, it's going to the side, because this is not, this is rotated. So what we can do is select everything, Control T, and rotate it to match our objects. You can also do it here. This panel shows when you press N, and you can just change this to 90, and it will rotate as needed. So now it will behave as you expect. If you change this to the Y, now the Y becomes the axis that this curve represents. So let me turn this off. if we go through the y, you will have the array will go to the right. And that's exactly what's happening here. You have the array going right. So if you want to fill the curve, you will have to use the same. But I wanted to explain why this happens, and it will be easier for you if you have different problems to solve them. So if you have your curve rotate like this, or also if you do the same here on the x-axis, it will face up like this. You have to think like this is some sort of wire, and you are going to pierce the cube on the direction you put here. If you do it on the x-axis, it's like going through like this. So if your array is on the x-axis and you pierce it like this, the array will be on the same direction that the curve. If you do it on the y-axis and you have the array on the x, you will have like this, you will have the cube and the array going to the right, as you can see here. And if you do it in the z-axis, it will go up, because it will be like piercing it from the bottom to the top, and you will have this going up. It's like this. That's what you see. I hope that makes any sense, and I think it's a good way to see it. So okay, so x. Now we can increase this number, or we can just change this to fit curve, select the same curve, and it will add as many as needed to fill the curve. At this point, we can go back to the curve, go to edit mode, and you have absolute control over the object. You can grab it, rotate the curve. You can remember Control T to twist or turn or whatever. And also you can Alt S and scale the points. You can also select those points, subdivide, and well, do whatever you need. Of course, you need a bit of practice to feel this like more natural, but it's all expected behavior if you understand what's going on. Now we will do the same, but with another use for the curve. We will make a plane, maybe scale it on the y-axis a bit. We'll do like this is some sort of paper. Apply the scale. Now let's again add a curve. Remember that we said the origin point is the one that jumps to the beginning of the curve. So you have the option also to go to edit mode, grab this on X, move it like this, and now this will start at the beginning of the curve. So we add a curve modifier on X because I want to deform it in this direction. And what's going on here? Why is this happening? Because again, the curve starts in this direction and we want to change this here. Now what's happening is that we don't have enough geometry here to adapt to the curve. So select this and we can subdivide a bit not too much maybe. And as you can see, now it behaves exactly as the curve. You can also now, for example, remember this is the position of the object. So if I move this on the x-axis, it will follow the curve. This is interesting because you can do like animations also, not only deform the object. Let's say you want to make a paper that slowly falls and hits the ground. First, we will rotate the curve again. And then we will go to top view, rotate this. Maybe go to front view. And place this like maybe here, and I will let me see. Yes, extrude. Place it around there. So now if we move this object on the x-axis, we will have this animation. Okay, I think that covers most of it. If you have any questions, you can write on the comment section. Remember, you can support the channel by subscribing. Also, the Patreon account has a lot of rewards. If you want, you can check it out. I hope you have liked this tutorial and see you in the next video.